Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday, the 9th of December 2023. In today's Millwall news, it was match day and we lost away to Cardiff 1-0. This is the match report from millwallfc.co.uk. Millwall suffer single goal defeat at Cardiff City. Millwall were beaten 1-0 by Cardiff City in the Sky Bet Championship on Saturday afternoon. Dimitrios Goutos, 78th minute header, won the contest for the hosts. Joe Edwards made 4 changes for the trip to the Cardiff City Stadium as Matija Sarkic replaced Bartosz Białkowski in goal, whilst Ryan Longman, Sean Hudson in his 250th appearance for the club, and Alan Campbell came in for George Honeyman and the suspended duo of Jake Cooper and George Saville. So 2 changes there were enforced and 2 were optional. Both sides jostled for position in the early stages of the match, with the first positive Millwall move coming with 6 minutes on the clock as Ryan Leonard burst down the right hand side, but his cross was just too long for the on-rushing Kevin Nisbet. Josh Bowler's free kick was then headed away from danger by Wes Harding as the home side looked to force the issue before Billy Mitchell did well to win the ball back at the midway point and half and feed Zion Fleming, but his effort was deflected in the path of Cardiff City goalkeeper Alex Ulunason. With chances few and far between in a blustery first half, smart football from the Lions allowed Fleming to pull the trigger 3 minutes from the break, but the Dutchman flashed an attempt wide of the far post. Seconds into 3 minutes of stoppage time, Leonard's cross found Nisbet, but the Scotsman's poker goal was stopped by Runarsson before Leonard raced back to expertly block Carlon Grant's shot as the half came to a close. Brooknell and Cuffy raced away down the Lions' right hand side 5 minutes into the second half and delivered a cross onto the penalty spot, but the Bluebirds were able to scramble the ball behind. From the resulting corner kick, Fleming rose for a header, however, he nodded over. Norman Cuffy was proving troublesome down Cardiff's left, and the Arsenal loanee found Campbell inside the box on 55 minutes, but the Scotsman opted to find a pass instead of striking the goal, with the home side able to clear. The Lions were then given a free kick on the edge of the penalty area, which Nisbet took, but he found the frame behind the goal as he looked for the far post. At the other end, Cardiff City substitute Ruben Colwell went for goal just past the hour mark, but he hit an effort wide. The best Cardiff chance of the game to date landed at the feet of substitute Yaku Mete on 64 minutes, but after the hosts won back possession through Bowler, Mete's shot was saved by Sarkic. 4 changes were made with 20 minutes to play, 2 for each side, with one of those Bluebirds changes Keon Etete, thrashing an effort high and over with his first touch before a sub of Mill's own Duncan Watmore did well to pierce through the Cardiff backline and eventually set up Campbell, but his strike was deflected wide. With 12 minutes remaining and perhaps against the run of play, Cardiff took the lead as Goutas' header slipped under the grasp of Sarkic and into the net. In response, Millwall scrambled a header over from inside the 6-yard box, and Watmore found the outstretched foot of Runarsson as time ticked away, with Idomu Umaku then bursting into the box on 88 minutes, but he opted to cross when a shot was the better option. Umaku then hit the side net, and as 4 minutes of stoppage time got underway, and with the Lions unable to find an equaliser, they were to suffer defeat. So the team was Sarkic, Leonard, Hutchinson, Harding, Wallace, Norton, Cuffy, Mitchell, Campbell, Longman, Nisbet and Fleming. The subs were Umaku on for Longman on the 81st minute, Bradshaw on for Nisbet on the 70th minute, and Watmore on for Fleming in the 70th minute. The unused substitutes were Białkowski, McNamara, S.A. Honeyman, Grant from the under-21s, and Adam Malachy. Hutchinson and Leonard got booked. There were 835 Millwall fans at that game. Yeah, what's going on here? Obviously missing 2 players, two big players in Cooper and Saville. They'll be back for the next game, but the next game's Leicester away, so a lot of good that'll do, because we're gonna get absolutely smashed against Leicester. What can you say? No, I didn't watch the game. I wasn't there. I listened to it on the radio. It seemed like we were playing all right, to be honest with you. But seems like we were creating chances that weren't on target. All of our shots were kind of wide, and you're not going to score if you keep doing that. And then we made one mistake at the back. See, the match report seems to put it on Sarkic. A lot of fans are looking at all of our players were packed into the area, and they couldn't get the ball. Like, you've got to get that ball. You've got to jump and get the ball, or the keeper's got to come out for it. Obviously, we've got a story later about why he made the changes, but why did he bring Sarkic in? Would we have lost that game if Bart was playing? I don't know. Yeah, let's just get into the post-match and you'll see. So this is from submitnews.co.uk. It's post-match comments from Joe Edwards. Joe Edwards gives his reaction after Millwall lose pretty poor game to Cardiff. Header from defender Demetrius Gutas won it for the hosts after 90 minutes that did not reflect the best of either team. Joe Edwards believes the lack of quality in front of goal was behind Mill's loss at Cardiff this afternoon. Demetrius Gutas headed home 13 minutes from time to nick a close game where both teams struggled to create chances. Edwards was disappointed to see his team fall to the 1-0 defeat and believed the game in general was not of high quality. Welcome to the Championship, buddy. He said, if I'm honest, I thought in general it was a pretty poor game, lacking in quality from both teams. Certainly the feeling I got from around the stadium. I think a lot of people would echo that in that first half. Both teams created very little chances. I felt it looked like a bit of a stalemate at times. Without the ball, we both set up in similar ways. It looked like two teams that were quite well prepared for what each other would do, and that meant it was going to be about the players being the difference makers on the pitch, showing that quality in those moments to create anything. And both teams were lacking that, particularly with us. At times it was early in our build-up play, at times it was when we did break through the lines and did look like we would progress, and it was just that next decision to make another forward pass or clean pass that would progress us up the pitch. We got the decision wrong, or the pass was lacking in quality, and we just weren't able to gain any momentum in our attack, despite the fact that we had some comfortable spells in the game. Matty Sarkic had next to nothing to do in the first half. We had a fair amount of the ball away from home in spells without ever really troubling them. So disappointing performance, not for the want of effort and application. I thought we were well organised in the main, but just the lack of quality or anything to make the difference has cost us today, I think. Sarkic was making his first start since early September after suffering a serious quad injury, but he and his teammates failed to stop the preventable Cardiff goal that proved decisive, and Edwards said the 26-year-old would have been disappointed with the nature of the goal. The Lions head coach said of his keeper, he's been fit for a couple of weeks now. He's been training well, definitely in terms of how we want to play and use the ball more and relieve the level of work that we had to put in the Sunderland game last week. I want us to have a bit more of the ball at the back when we need to control the game, and that's certainly a strength of Matty. As I've said, he's been training well, and I just felt it was the right time to bring him back in now, before we waited longer and longer with him having an even bigger period with him out of the team and lacking match fitness. So he came in, he did show composure and what he could offer in some senses when we were trying to build from the back with the ball, but the obvious standout is I'm sure he'll be disappointed with the goal. The Lions head coach added that he believed his side lacked a bit of belief as he reviewed the game overall. He added, look at our game against Sheffield Wednesday. We get our first goal and we go on and on again, and we grew in confidence. It feels like a group that are lacking a bit of belief, which is obviously my job to stick with the players and work with them on how we can snap out of this. But when we have our first attack that looks like it could be promising and then it breaks down, it does look like it's weighing on us a bit too much. So we even have chances after that first goal. The way we lose the game, the goal that cost us the game, is disappointing for us. Notoriously, we're strong with set pieces. We have players out there like Hutch, Woods Harding and Murray Wallace defending the box. The strength of this, so to lose a game on a set piece is really disappointing. Yeah, it looked like Murray Wallace kind of got underneath it, got a bit flat-footed. But that he was the one by the player. Obviously, there was like 3 or 4 more players in front of them who should have got to the ball before that. You got to get the first ball, don't let it get into the box. So we've got this, which is actually more. I think we've just read it in the other story. This is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk, the South London Press's online website. He's talking about his decision to bring Sarkic back in as a starting goalkeeper. So Millwall head coach Edwards on the decision to bring Sarkic back in. Joe Edwards felt the time was right to bring Matija Sarkic back into Millwall's starting lineup. The Lions stopper had been on the bench in the 3 previous games as his comeback from injury was phased. He started for the first time under head coach Edwards in the 1-0 loss at Cardiff on Saturday afternoon, with Bart Biakowski dropping to the bench. And then they quote what we just read, but I'm going to read it again. He's been fit for a couple of weeks now, said Edwards. He's been training well. I want us to have more of the ball at backs when we need to control the game, and that's certainly a strength of Matty. Definitely in terms of how we want to play, to use the ball more and relieve the level of work that we just had to put in the Sunderland game last week. I just felt it was the right time to bring him back in now before we waited longer and longer with it, and having an even bigger period of out of the team and lack of match fitness, so he came in. He did show composure and what he could offer in some senses when we were trying to build from the back with the ball, but the obvious standout is I'm sure he'll be disappointed with a goal. So it's literally the same mistake that Rowett made last season, where you drop a goalkeeper who's good at stopping shots because you want a goalkeeper in goal who can play with the ball at his feet. And then you end up conceding silly little goals. What did Bart do wrong? What did he do to deserve getting dropped? He did nothing. He didn't deserve to be dropped. He's been playing out of his skin because he obviously knows that Sarkic is in training because he's training with him every day. And he's trying to keep his place. And he's doing really, really well. And then you shit all over him by dropping him. What kind of fucking management is that? Oh, I'm sorry. He's not a manager, he's a head coach. What's that about? What the fuck is that about? What is that about? Indeed. Same old. Here we go again. History repeating. Second verse, same as the first. Fucking Bart, at the start of the season, we bring this guy in. I don't think he's that bad, but we bring this guy in. That pushes Bart down to third. And Bart's thinking, oh shit, what's going on here? Then George Long throws his toys out of the pram, demands a transfer, and he's off to Norwich. So Bart's back up to number 2. This guy gets injured. Bart finds himself back in as a number 1. A bit of a shaky start, because he hasn't played for fucking ages. But he suddenly starts turning good. And as soon as he's firing on all cylinders, he gets fucking benched, dropped to the bench. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? We're going to end the video by looking at this. I told you, like, after the Ipswich game, I had some choice words to say, which I think upset a lot of people, because we need to give this guy more time. Because for some reason, if we give him more time, he's suddenly going to be a decent fucking manager. Now, look, I'm not blaming him. He shouldn't have been given the job. That's my opinion. He shouldn't have been given the job. They did it because it's a cheap option. That's why he's not the manager. That's why he's the head coach. And they wanted to give it to Barrett, but he didn't win any games. So that would have been, the fans would have been a bit loopy about that. We are 19th now. We are 19th with 21 points. We are tied for points with Stoke and Huddersfield. You can see here, because of the pretty colours, you can see here that QPR have won their last 3 games. Huddersfield have only lost one of their last 6 games. And Stoke seem to be absolute dog shit because they haven't won in 6 games and they've lost their last 4. We are here. We have won 1, drawn 1 of our last 6 games. We now go to Leicester on Wednesday, where we will lose. Oh no, you never know. Yeah, we're going to lose that game. Let's be fucking real. So we're going to stay on 21 points, and we might get our fucking goal difference fucked. Which could be important, because I'm going to tell you what's happening now. We are now 3 points off of 22nd relegation place. What's happening this week? Let's go up and see the fixtures. So you've got Huddersfield home to Preston. You've got Stoke home to Swansea. That's before we play. So if those teams get a point, or if they fail to lose, if they avoid losing, get a point or win, we will be down here, 21st. Do you understand? We will be 21st in the table. Without kicking a ball, Wednesday morning, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, we're going to be 21st. Do you understand? Okay, so then we go on to Wednesday. Our game. Not that one. There, Wednesday. We go to Leicester, we lose. If we lose heavy... Oh, shit. QPR, who have won their last 3 games, are at home to Plymouth. QPR at home to Plymouth. When we lose to Leicester and QPR beat Plymouth, we will be 22nd in the table. Do you understand where it's going now? We are slowly creeping down the table. And there is no visible difference in how we're playing. Everyone's saying, oh, get rid of all the players, bring new players in. We don't have any money. That's why we got the guy that we got as head coach. Because we don't have any money. Because the managers we interviewed wanted a large wage. And we told them we ain't gonna do that. Nathan Jones. Kevin Muscat. We couldn't afford them. That's the truth. So we could be in the relegation places as soon as 10 o'clock Wednesday night. And then, what happens then? Well, who are our next games after? On Saturday, we play Huddersfield. Oh shit, that's the same Huddersfield who are right fucking here in the shit with us. But they're actually getting results. Do you think we're gonna beat them? I fucking hope so, because we fucking need to. But I ain't fucking holding out any hope for that. This could get really, really, really fucking bad before the end of the year, which I said in the Ipswich game. Because guess who we've got after the Huddersfield game? We've got fucking Stoke, and they haven't won in 6 games. If they win the other before that we play them, they've got time to improve themselves. By the time they play us in 3 games time, they might actually be able to fucking do something. And if they beat us, so if we don't beat Huddersfield, we don't beat Stoke, we really are in a shit. Then guess who we're playing then on Boxing Day? We are at home to Queen's Park Rangers, a team that's just won 3 games in a row, and they might by the time we play them, be up to fucking 4 or 5 wins in a row. And if we lose to them or we don't beat them on Boxing Day, we are going to be firmly rooted in the relegation places, and we could be 5 or 6 points from the place above us, 21st. Can you see where it's going here? Can you see where it's going? How is that? It's literally cosmic fucking forces coming together. How is it that after the Leicester game, we play Huddersfield, Stoke, Queen's Park Rangers? It's fucking kismet. It's fate, preordained. It's like, here we go. This is a massive shit on you. Or this is a massive test. This is a cosmic test sent from the universe. Are you a fucking decent head coach? Can you fucking do your job properly? We're about to find out. And like I said after the Ipswich game, I think the guy is not going to go well. And you need to realise that. You need to figure it out. Give him more time. Get him more players. Wait till the end of the transfer window. It's going to be too late then. They made the wrong... I'm not blaming him. The people who are at the club now, I'm blaming Aldo. Sack Joe Edwards and sack Aldo as well. This is going to go really, really badly, really, really quickly, and you need to be ready for this. Don't be surprised when we start. Don't be surprised when on the 26th of December when it's really, really, really bad. And it, well, just be prepared. Just be prepared. I don't know what else to say, so I'm going to say thank you for watching and goodbye.